So welcome back, my dear students, for chapter 15 about the channels of distribution. And in this chapter, we will handle some important points and aspects about the distribution channels. We'll know the different types of distribution channels and how to affect them, manage them effectively. What is the physical distribution? Distribution means the flow of goods and services from the producer to the consumer. And we have the role of distribution here, management of the equation of the raw materials to the factory, management of the movement of the products from the producer to the industrial user or the consumer. So this is the reason why there is distribution system, because you cannot produce and be in isolation of the consumer. You have to contact the consumer. So there is a direct channel which is from the producer to the consumer directly, and there is indirect channel from the producer to the wholesaler, and from the wholesaler to the retailer, and from the retailer to the final or end user or end consumer. So this is what are the okay. So what are the distribution channels? The first one is agent or broker. Agents are sales representatives of manufacturers and wholesalers, and brokers are entities that bring buyers and sellers together. So those are the difference between agents and brokers. Industrial distributors are those independent wholesalers that buy related products lines from manufacturer and sell them to the industrial user. How about the wholesalers? The wholesalers are firms that sell finished goods to retailers, manufacturers, and institutions. How about the retailer? The retailer is the final one here. The retailer is a firms that sell goods to consumer, like the convenience shops, which we see. This is retailers, and to industrial users of their own consumption. So this was about the channels and the functions of the channel of distribution. What they reduce the number of transactions, because if they were not there, how you will contact the company if you want to buy a matchbox, just a matchbox? Without those channels, without those distribution channels, you would have gone walking or riding a car into the factory itself. So to buy a matchbox, you might spend 3,000 miles to go to the factory. But those channels are the one who facilitate the products to come to you in your own spot. Ease the flow of goods. This is the second job for the distribution channel. Ease the flow of goods. Okay, what about the third job of them? Perform needed functions. Because they know what the market needs. They know, because the retailers tell the wholesalers what the market is in shortage of, and the retailers will say to the wholesalers, and the wholesalers will inform the manufacturers, so they will produce what is needed in the market. What's needed in the market? The channels: sorting out, accumulating, allocating. Those are the types of channels. How are channels organized? Through basic types of vertical marketing systems: corporate, administrate, and contractual. How about the distribution systems? They are either one of two things. They are forward integration or backward integration. The forward integration occurs when a manufacturer acquires a marketing intermediary closer to the customer. A backward integration occurs when a wholesaler or retailer gains control over the production process. Okay. When would a marketer use exclusive, selective, or intensive kind of distribution? So we must know when you will use the first exclusive or the selective or the intensive. So how will know that? A manufacturer, the exclusive, a manufacturer selects one only or two dealers in the area to market its product. So he will say, no, I just want one or two only. And that's it. This is exclusive distributor. Selective distribution. A manufacturer here select a limited number of dealers. They are more than two. They are more than two because two are exclusive, okay, in an area, but more than one or two to market its product. Intensive distribution, a manufacturer here tries to sell its product wherever there are potential customers. This intensive. So he's looking afterward the customers. Uh, what do you mean by the wholesaling? And what are types of wholesalers? So the wholesalers, we have the manufacturer of often intensive distribution to the wholesaling intermediaries. The wholesaling will give the agents or brokers and the merchants or wholesalers as well. There are two types of them, with a limited service with full services. Then they go to the retailer or industrial. From there, they will go to the customer. So it goes like this: manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and customer. That's how the channel will be. Okay. We have also retails, and we have retails operation. We hear the word retail so much about the convenience shops or whatever. So we have in-store retailing, like department stores. That's everybody know it. Metro or Subi or Food Basic or whatever. Costco, all this department stores, specialty stores, convenience stores, and this you will find it here in each corner in Toronto. Supermarkets, discount stores where they give discounts, off-price retailers, factory outlet. This is like we have here factory outlet. Also, we have a shop for that in the main areas like North York, Scarborough, all these areas. Catalog store and hypermart. Non-store retailing like machine, the vending machine, like you buy, as example, the Pepsi or whatever, direct selling, okay, direct response marketing, home shopping networks, like what you tele shopping, like the tele shopping, and internet retailing, buying through the internet, like when you buy from Amazon. So this is non-store retailing because they don't store. They see your order and they grab what you want and they send it to you and they take the fees for the distribution or for delivering. Retailing strategy is to set prices, choose a location, create an image and a promotional strategy, develop a product offering, and define a target market. Uh, how can the supply chain management increase efficiency and customer satisfaction? How can they do this actually? Managers make the channel strategy decision, coordinate, there will be coordination, and schedule production. They will process orders, they will manage inventory, no too much inventory and no less, just what we need, transport and store supplies and finished goods. So they can help coordinate customer services activities. This is also one of the main points. This is a very important part actually because it tells us, sum up all the ways of transportation for the goods and services. So we have the railroads, we have the motor carriers, we have the pipelines, we have water transportation, and we have airway. Each one of them is suitable for things and not suitable for others. So it will depend on the cost. The decision will depend upon the costs. So as example, for the flights or the aircrafts, the cost of charge of the uploading your own goods there is higher than the cost in train. Transit time, how long it takes. If you want to short a very short time, then use the planes. If you don't care about the time, use the trains or the ships. Reliability, how far you trust it. Capability, how far this ship or plane or truck or train, how far it can carry goods, carry big bulks or just a few items. Carry big bulks like the ships, few items like the plane or a small truck. Accessibility as well, one of the points with, or by which those five, one, two, three, four, five, those five considerations we put in concern when we make a decision about what to choose to deliver our products, what mean or media we will choose. What are going to choose? Are we going to choose trains or trucks or planes? It's based on those things: the cost, transit time, reliability, capability, and accessibility. Okay, you see here ranking modes of transportation. The relative cost is highest here. For the air is very high. For trucks it's slower. For rails it's slower. For the pipes it's lower. By the way, the pipes are used for the oil and the water. Only those two. And some chemicals or things like this when it move, but it move between for a long distances. And water, those are the things. The water like the ships, ferries, which you will use for the cargo. Transit time, the highest is the water, okay, because it takes a long time till your cargo reach to the destination. Rail takes less time, pipe takes less time, then truck takes less time, then the air takes the shortest time. Reliability, you trust the pipes more because the pipes is inside the ground and it's covered with cement pipes or whatever. So it is solid and it can protect all its contents. Then in the reliability, truck comes second, then the rail comes third, then the air comes fourth due to the collisions and problems of the planes, and the water comes five because water is the most risky of them. You always hear about accidents happen or sinking, a ship sink or drawn in the water from a time to time, and the frequency is so much, or it is also exposed to hijackers, to the hijackers and the piracy. Okay, that's about the water. Like we hear about some places in the world now, like in Yemen, in the south of Yemen, where Bab el Mandeb narrow point, it's also there. There are a lot of piracy, and so this is making troubles for the international trade. And capability, the water, of course, the water comes first because it carry in hundreds of thousands of tons. So more than the plane and more than the rail and more than the truck and more than the air and more than the pipe. Accessibility, the truck comes first because the trucks can move on and it can go to the final spot. But rail, no. You have to stop in the main stations, and from there you will take a truck that will carry your goods into the final destination. So trucks comes first because it will deliver what you want to the final destination spot. But rails, no. Rails have the trains not go in the streets. Trains only for the stations, and from there you have to take a truck again. So that means the increasing in the costs of delivery. Air, the planes, also the same thing. They have airports and maybe the airports in the main cities only. That's why it's always also more complication than the rail. The rail has stops everywhere, in every village, in every city. But the air, the planes have only their airports in the main cities. So you have to take back a trucks to take your cargo where it is going to the final destination. The water is also because the water means we have ports in limited places. Pipes, the pipes do not move here and there. They have a line up, they have a line, and they walk, they go through the line. The liquids or the oil go through this line. So you have to take it, if you want, as example, the oil, you have to take it from the point of the delivery to the other point of delivery one to delivery two. But the pipes itself does not go into inside the city or to the final consumer. No. Traceability also the same thing. The air comes first because you can trace it. You can know where is it exactly. Trucks come second, rail comes third, and fourth come the water, and pipe comes fifth. Trace means know where is it. You trace your cargo like what you do now in the Canada Post. If you send a letter, you can trace it. You can know exactly where is it and when it will reach to the final destination. That's the point. So the air, because it's very known, well known to everyone, there's radars and there is tracing systems, you will know in every second where is the plane. Trucks, yes, you will know where they are, but less than the planes because the planes has high technologies in it. And with the GPS and the satellites, it's easy to determine where is it exactly. Rail, lower than trucks. Water, lower than rail. Pipes, lower than water in the traceability. So those were the five means of transportation and its pros and cons. Uh, I came to the end of this chapter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much and have a good night, everybody. Thank you.